All right, so with this video, we're going to look at how to put both positive and negative fractions on a number line. Okay, so the first question says, mark where each of the following fractions are on the number lines below. Okay, we've got three questions that we need to complete here. The first thing to do, of course, is look at the number line that you're presented with. This one, 0 in the middle, positive 1 at this end, negative 1 at this end, broken into four sections. So you should pretty much be realizing that straight away that that's going to be negative a quarter, negative a half, there, negative 3/4, negative 1, a quarter, a half, 3/4, 1. So just remember, it's like a mirror. The zero is like a mirror. Uh, we go a quarter, negative a quarter, a half, negative a half, 3/4, negative 3/4, 1, negative 1, and so on and so forth. Okay, so if I'm going to, where are we going? Insert a line. Okay, so negative 4, negative a quarter, I should say, is there. All right, negative a half is there. Now, negative 6/8. It's not broken into 8 bits. What are we going to do? Well, it's broken into quarters, and we can simplify this fraction to be negative 3/4. So let's put that there. All right, the next one's pretty straightforward. It's a positive number. Positive's on this side of 0, obviously. Quarters there. Now, 0/4. Well, that's just 0, isn't it? 0 divided by anything gives you 0. That goes there. Now, 9/12. How am I going to deal with that? Well, again, I'll make an equivalent fraction, turn it into quarters. So uh, 4 goes into 12 three times. So I'm going to reduce the size of the 9 and the 12 by 4, by a factor of 4. Divide them both by 4, I get 3/4. So that's 3/4, which is there. All right, moving on to the next one. So you'll notice here that you've been given different boundaries on your number line. That's very important to recognize. So we've got negative 2 here and positive 2 here. All right, so the first thing to identify here where would 1 and negative 1 be? Well, 1's going to be halfway between 0 and 2, and negative 1's going to be halfway between 0 and negative 2. So the first one we have to plot is negative a quarter. So if that's 1, negative 1, that's going to be negative a half. So negative a quarter is going to be right there. Now, negative 3/2. Okay, so if that's negative a half, negative 2/2, negative 3/2. It's the same as negative 1.5. Negative 4/4. Any fraction where the top and the bottom numbers are equal is 1. And in this case, it's negative 1. That's going to go there. Now, 1/4 is obviously not a negative. So it's over on this side. Quarter. Negative 7/4. Okay, so you can just count down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Negative 7/4 is there. Negative 2 would be negative 8/4. All right, negative a half. No, ooh, I got tricked, didn't I? I thought that was negative 1, so I shouldn't get tricked. That's negative a half because that's negative 1. That's negative 2. All right, 4/8. Okay, so I can change that to 2/4, 2/4, or it's just a half, isn't it? So a half goes there. 0, half, 1, 1.5, 2. 9/12. All right, so again, I'm in quarters with my markings. So 9/12, I want to change that into be a fraction over 4. I'm going to have to divide both by 3, the top and the bottom number by 3. I'll get 3/4, which is going to place me there. Okay, 1 3/4. All right, if that's 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, 4/4, which is 1. 1 1/4, 1 2/4, which is 1.5. 1 3/4 is there. Now, 2/1 is 2. Always remember a fraction's a division as well. So 2 divided by 1 gives you 2. So that goes right there. And that's that one done. Okay, next, final one. Now this one's tricky. Okay, our boundaries are negative 2 and 2. But look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So it's broken into 12 parts, which means each of them is a sixth because negative a sixth, negative 2/6, 3/6, 4, 5. Negative 6/6 is there, which is negative 1. Okay, so we've got to be careful. That one goes there. Okay, -3/2. All right, so break it in half. There's 1/2. -1/2 is there. -1 is there. -1.5 is there, which is the same as -3/2. This one's tricky. It's hurting my brain too. Okay, -1 1/3. All right, so we are in 6 pieces for each unit of 1. Uh, so I can just double both of those and get 2/6. So it's -1 2/6, which would be, so the 1 is there, another 2/6 is there. Right there, so that's -1 1/3. Okay, 1/6 is a positive. That should be easy to do because we know each one of them is a sixth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sixths is there. -2/3 is the same as -4/6. So 1, 2, 3, 4 goes there. -1/2. If that's, right, if that's -1, -1/2 is there. Hang on, I reckon I've gotten that wrong. No, I haven't. I just misplaced where the 0 was. There. So 0, -1/6, -2/6, -3/6, which is the same as -1/2. Okay, so 10/12 now. But oh no, it's not broken into 12ths, it's broken into sixths. Well, we can just halve both the numbers, can't we? Get 5/6. So that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is there. Okay, -1/12. Okay, now this is not actually going to appear on a line. It's going to be halfway between lines, okay? Because if that's 0 and that's -1/6, -1/12 is actually going to fit in there. These ones are getting trickier. Okay, -1 1/4. Again, it's not going to fit on one of the, it's not actually going to go to an exact line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6. So that's 1. And then I've got to get a quarter of the way from 1 to 2. All right, so halfway's here, and a quarter's half of a half. So it's right there. 1 1/4. And now 7/6. This should be a pretty easy one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7/6 is right there. Okay, so that last one was pretty tricky. Just remember, you got your negatives on this side, positives on that side. It's like a mirror. Okay, so the numbers look like they get bigger, although they get smaller going that way, and they get bigger going that way out from the middle. Okay, when you're finished, go up here, ask yourself whether you, given a test, whether you'd be extremely confident that you'd get all of these right. Give it a smiley face. You probably don't need to go back over this before the test. Neutral face, yeah, I probably want to have another quick look at it before the test. This one, really stuck, needs some extra help. Well, go and find that help. Ask your teacher, ask your peers, go online, look for some help as well. Okay, so that is how to mark positive and negative fractions on a number line.